Hi, I'm Selena. For years, I've been the family disappointment, according to my parents. The unmarried daughter with the impractical career in environmental law, while my sister Vanessa landed the perfect husband, Derek, a financial advisor with connections throughout our small town. Selena, honey, could you help in the kitchen? Mom called as I arranged presents under the Christmas tree. Sure, just finishing up here, I replied. When I entered the kitchen, Mom was arranging cookies on a platter. Your sister and Derek just pulled up. Remember, no political discussions this year. I rolled my eyes. You mean no disagreeing with Derek's opinions? Don't start, Selena. Mom's voice had that warning edge. For once, can we have a peaceful holiday? Dad walked in wearing his Christmas sweater and forced smile. They're here. Best behavior, everyone. The moment Vanessa and Derek walked in, the atmosphere shifted. My sister, once vibrant and outspoken, now constantly looked to her husband before speaking. Derek handed my father an expensive bottle of scotch. Richard, this year's been good to us. Figured we'd celebrate properly. Derek clapped Dad on the shoulder. I hugged my sister, noticing how she flinched slightly. You okay? I whispered. Of course, she said too quickly. Just tired. Dinner started pleasantly enough. But then Derek started drinking. One glass of scotch turned into 3, and his voice grew louder with each pour. So, Selena, still trying to save the whales or whatever? Derek smirked across the table. Actually, I just helped win a case against a company dumping chemicals into the river that supplies drinking water to 3 communities. Oh, please, Derek scoffed. Those regulations are killing businesses. You know what those tree huggers need? A reality check? Derek, honey. Vanessa touched his arm gently. Let's not. No, I want to hear what your brilliant sister thinks, Derek interrupted. Tell me, Selena, how many jobs did your little crusade cost? I put down my fork carefully. None, actually. The company was required to implement safer disposal practices and keep all staff. My friend Jack sits on their board. Derek's face reddened. Says some bleeding heart lawyer twisted facts to make them look bad. Well, the judge disagreed, I replied evenly. And the evidence was pretty clear. Evidence manufactured by people with an agenda. Derek slammed his glass down. Derek, my sister whispered, please. What? You're defending her now? He snapped at Vanessa. I stood up. Don't talk to her like that. Stay out of our marriage, Derek growled. Then don't bring your marital issues to Christmas dinner, I shot back. What happened next seemed to unfold in slow motion. Derek stood, his chair scraping loudly against the floor. He lunged across the table, his open palm connecting with my cheek with a crack that silenced the room. How dare you, he seethed. I held my stinging face, shocked into silence. But what hurt more was seeing my parents' reactions. Dad looked down at his plate. Mom pressed her lips together in a smirk, as if I'd finally gotten what I deserved. You always push buttons, Selena, Mom said quietly. You know how Derek gets when he's passionate about something? My sister sat frozen, tears in her eyes but saying nothing. I grabbed my purse and coat. Passionate? He just assaulted me and you're defending him? As I walked out the door, I heard my mother call after me. Don't be so dramatic. Come back and apologize. That was the moment everything changed. He did what? Mia's voice rose an octave as she poured me tea in her apartment. Slapped me, right across the face. I touched my cheek. And my parents just sat there. Mom actually told me to apologize. That's assault, Mia stated firmly, her prosecutor instincts kicking in. And your sister? What did Vanessa do? Nothing, just sat there looking terrified. I wrapped my hands around the warm mug. I've suspected for a while that things aren't right between them. She's changed so much since marrying him. This isn't just about the slap, is it? You think he's abusing Vanessa too? I don't know for sure, I admitted. But there are signs. She checks her phone constantly, cancels plans last minute, always seems anxious about getting home on time. And yesterday I noticed a bruise on her wrist when her sleeve rode up. Well, first things first. We need to document your assault. Have you taken photos? Yes, right after it happened. Good. She began pacing. You should file a police report. Having it documented creates a record. My parents will say I provoked him. Then we need more evidence. Has Derek behaved this way at other gatherings? With witnesses outside the family? At my cousin Tara's wedding, he got into an argument with the bartender. Tara's husband Cameron pulled him aside. Let's call them, Mia suggested, grabbing her phone. 3 hours later, we had statements from 4 people who had witnessed Derek's aggression. Cameron confirmed the bartender incident. My uncle had seen Derek grab Vanessa roughly at a reunion. 2 of Vanessa's former friends described how Derek had isolated her. This is a pattern, I said. But will anyone actually speak up? Cameron already said he would, Mia reminded me. What's your end goal here? Charges for assault or helping Vanessa? Both, I said firmly. You should talk to Marcus, Mia suggested. He specializes in domestic violence cases. My phone buzzed with a text from my sister. Mom says you're making a big deal out of nothing. Please apologize so we can move past this. Derek feels terrible. Unbelievable, I muttered, showing Mia. Classic. The abuser feels terrible but can't apologize himself. She rolled her eyes. My phone rang. It was my father. Dad, I'm not interested in... Would you stop being so stubborn? Dad's voice sounded strained. Your mother's upset, Vanessa's upset, and Derek's threatening to cancel the New Year's party. Dad, he hit me. In front of all of you. He barely touched you. You provoked him talking about that case when you knew he had connections. So that justifies physical assault? Don't be dramatic. In my day, people didn't run crying to lawyers over every little... Actually, Dad, assault has been illegal for quite some time, even in your day. Are you threatening legal action against your own family? Against Derek, yes, and anyone who helps cover it up. There was a long silence. You would do that to your sister? To us? I'm trying to protect my sister. Something you and Mom should be doing. You always make everything worse, he spat. Fine. Pursue your vendetta. Don't expect to be welcome in this family if you do. After he hung up, I said to Mia, seems like I've been officially disowned. Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's who stands with you when things get hard. My phone pinged with a text from Marcus. Free tomorrow, 10 a.m., office. Bring evidence. Marcus Chen listened as I detailed the Christmas incident and shared the witness statements. This is a strong start, he said. Multiple witnesses help establish a pattern. So I can press charges? Yes, but there's a bigger picture. Your sister is likely experiencing ongoing abuse. The slap might be our best opportunity to help her. A knock interrupted us, and Marcus's assistant entered. There's a Derek Whitman in reception demanding to see Miss Rodriguez. My stomach dropped. That's him. Do you want to speak with him? We can do it here, where it's safe and witnessed. I nodded. Yes. When Derek entered, his confident swagger faltered at seeing Marcus. Selena, this has gone far enough, he started. You've upset your sister and parents with this ridiculous drama. Please have a seat, Mr. Whitman, Marcus said. I'm Marcus Chen, Miss Rodriguez's attorney. Derek's face flushed. Attorney? Are you kidding me? Over a little family disagreement? Striking someone isn't a disagreement, I replied. It's assault. Oh, please, Derek scoffed. If anyone was assaulted, it was me, verbally. You deliberately provoked me talking about that case? Mr. Whitman, Marcus interjected. Are you admitting that you struck Miss Rodriguez? Derek's eyes narrowed. I barely touched her, and whatever happened was provoked by her disrespect. Interesting, Marcus noted. So you did make physical contact, but it was justified because Miss Rodriguez expressed an opinion? This is ridiculous, Derek stood. Selena, your sister is in tears. Your mother is beside herself. Is this really worth destroying your family? I'm not destroying anything, I said. You assaulted me. You've isolated my sister. You're the problem. Vanessa thinks you're doing this for attention. Derek laughed coldly. She knows you've always been jealous of her. Is that why she flinches when you raise your voice? Why she has bruises she tries to hide? Something dangerous flashed in Derek's eyes. You don't know what you're talking about. Actually, we have statements from several witnesses regarding your treatment of both women, Marcus said, including incidents at Tara's wedding and the family reunion. Derek's composure cracked. You've been investigating me? Who the hell do you think you are? Someone who doesn't like bullies, I replied. You think you're so smart with your fancy law degree, Derek snarled, stepping toward me. You've always looked down on me. You're pathetic. No husband, no real family, nothing but your self-righteousness. Mr. Whitman, Marcus stood, voice sharp. Control yourself. Or what? Derek challenged, his face inches from mine. Or your behavior will be added to our filing, Marcus replied calmly. The security camera captures both video and audio. Derek glanced at the camera, then back at me. You won't go through with this. You know what it will do to your sister, to your parents. I'm doing this precisely because of what you're doing to my sister. Derek's expression twisted. You sanctimonious bitch, he hissed, grabbing my wrist hard. You have no idea who you're messing with. I believe I do, I said, not pulling away despite the pain. And now you've assaulted me again, on camera, in front of my attorney. The color drained from Derek's face as realization dawned. He released my wrist. This isn't over, he threatened. Actually, Mr. Whitman, Marcus said, already dialing his phone. I believe it is. 3 months later, I sat across from Vanessa in a quiet cafe downtown. The restraining order against Derek had been in effect for 2 months, and the assault charges had resulted in mandatory anger management classes and community service. More importantly, Vanessa had finally filed for divorce. The apartment feels so quiet, my sister said, stirring her latte absently. Sometimes I still catch myself trying not to make noise when I come home late, or rehearsing explanations for going out with friends. That will fade with time, I reassured her. How's the new job? A small smile tugged at her lips. Good, really good actually. My boss says I have refreshing ideas. I forgot what it was like to be valued for my thoughts. You were always the creative one, I reminded her. Vanessa's smile faded. Selena, about Mom and Dad. They've been calling me, asking when I'm coming to my senses and going back to Derek. Are you surprised? I asked, trying to keep the bitterness from my voice. They're still not speaking to me. I'm sorry, she whispered. I should have stood up for you at Christmas. I should have stood up for myself years ago. You're doing it now. I squeezed her hand. That's what matters. The cafe door opened and Mia entered with Marcus. They spotted us and headed over. Sorry we're late, Mia said, sliding into the booth beside me. The hearing ran long. How did it go? I asked. Marcus smiled. The judge granted the extended protection order. Derek can't come within 500 feet of either of you for the next year. Vanessa exhaled shakily. And the divorce? Moving forward, Marcus assured her. The documentation we've gathered makes it unlikely he'll contest your terms, especially if he wants to avoid additional scrutiny. My phone buzzed with a text from my mother. Your father and I are very disappointed in how you've handled this situation. Derek was family. When you're ready to apologize, we'll be waiting. I showed it to the others, shaking my head. They still don't get it, Vanessa said sadly. Maybe they never will. Their loss, Mia declared. Look at this amazing support system you've both built instead. Speaking of support, Marcus added, the domestic violence support group I mentioned is meeting tomorrow. Several women there have gone through similar situations with family members who didn't believe them. I'll think about it, Vanessa nodded. I'm not ready to share everything yet, but maybe soon. No rush, I assured her. Healing isn't linear. You know, Vanessa said after a moment, last Christmas I genuinely thought that was just how life was supposed to be. That I deserved what was happening, that I had to make it work. And now? I asked. She straightened her shoulders, a glimpse of her old confidence returning. Now I know better, and I'm never going back. Mia raised her coffee cup. To new beginnings. And to choosing your real family, I added, meeting my sister's eyes. As we clinked cups, I realized that sometimes revenge isn't about getting even. It's about getting free and helping others do the same. Have you ever stood up for yourself when everyone expected you to back down? Share your experience in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories of courage and transformation.